Hello there, Cancer. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading's going to be for Cancer for December of 2020. Our whole year is almost over. For everybody who's new out there, I pull 4 cards for the month. We use the bottom card on the deck for an overall view of the month, and we'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading to hopefully bring everything together for us. Now, I am an empath, so I have a speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you. I suppose that makes all you Cancers named Frankie for the time of the reading. Also, look at your moon sign and your rising sign. You'll get a more comprehensive view of the month. And I don't think the cards will go week by week. I think they'll blend in and out throughout the month as an overall theme. Now, I have a short message for us, and it's that this month it's important for us to really appreciate others, the people that we work with, our partners, our friends, the people that come and help us or serve us. It's like a good time for us to be like giving back in some type of a way, but it doesn't mean we're supposed to be like being wishy-washy. We need to stand up for ourselves. We need to be assertive, and actually protect our rights, which is something that we don't do a lot because we really are gentle for the most part of it. And we are caring and loving, but it's like people need that little bit extra from us this month. Now, I think we have a really good month. I think it's going to be a month for celebration, and here it's going to be Christmas, so maybe we're celebrating Christmas, but we have good words down here. There's sisterhood, brotherhood, creativity, abundance, play, and willingness, which is those are really good words, and I can see them going with that. I can see the brotherhood, sisterhood going with our original message and us supporting others, like maybe just even with a thank you, or it kind of feels like the energy of give the tip to the paper boy, that kind of energy, showing how much I care about you and how much I appreciate if you did something small for me at work, just that type of energy. Because we actually have really good cards here. We have one that's a little bit going to be a pain in the tush, but then we always get something to that effect, don't we? If we got our on the bottom of the deck, the Page of Cups, and that's us. This is going to be water sign energy. It's going to be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, male or female. Usually this is a less mature energy because it's a page. If it's not us showing up in our own reading, it's going to be someone outside of us. It could be maybe one of our children. But I love the Page of Cups. Looks like the magician pulling the rabbit out of the hat instead of the fish out of the cup. I love the look on the face, because the look on the face is one of like, oh my God, I actually did it. So the Page of Cups, can be, like I said, a younger energy. It could be one of our, brothers or sisters, or a friend that's a little bit younger, or a kid around us, or it can just, for some of us, this is going to be us showing up in our own reading. But this page is a messenger page. It's going to bring a message to us about love, because love is an emotion, and this one carries the emotion of love. So could mean engagement for those of us that are wanting to get married. It could be a wedding. It's some kind of a situation where there's like some kind of inherent emotional risk involved in it. Whether if it's a situation around us, circumstances are like really exciting, but they're scary, almost like at the same time, like a sudden elopement. The kid comes home and says, Mom, Dad, guess what? I went away for college for the week and I'm married. Oops, or I'm pregnant. Oh no, it's that type of energy. I'm happy that it happened, but it's like, wow, and if the card means us, if the card is us in our own reading, it means that we've set our mind to, or we have an idea about something and we've decided to take an emotional risk on it. Basically, we're going to take an emotional risk on it, and we aren't interested in anyone trying to dissuade us or to kind of like, push us the opposite way. We are not going to listen to them. We will be totally unwilling. And we have the word creativity down here. So the Page of Cups can carry a very creative type energy. So if I was a Cancer having some type of an idea about something, or let's say a creative project I wanted to go towards or whatever, or maybe invest some time in, this would be the time for me to be doing it, because we have the word abundance down here and we have abundance in the cards. So we actually have 3 people cards in this reading. So some of us may be going out of one relationship and into another. And because this Queen of Pentacles, we may be some of us could be being called to step up into this kind of energy. This Queen of Pentacles energy is someone who understands money, and they respect money, but as a tool, but they do not worship it like God. So it's going to be male or female. If it is not us, it'll be male or female, and it's going to be earth energy. It's pentacle, material goods, money, that type of energy. It'll be Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, very mature energy. So a very, very generous person, an excellent manager of money. If they were a person that was going to advise me about something, they would favor me in some way, or they actually either favor me or they would be very fair with me. Let's say this is my boss, or this is a manager at the bank. They would either really like me, or they would, in some manner help me. So it's a person that's very practical, extremely well-grounded. They want to see the money that they give out, produce some kind of a tangible result. This is a person that wants action when they hand over the cash. Oh, I'm borrowing this money for a new car. Okay, how much down payment do you have? Blah, 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 blah. All that type of energy around it. Or I want a house. Well, they'll go to maybe the extreme to help me, but they want to see what happens at the end result of me loaning or giving this kind of money. So if it's not a person, if this is not representing a person around me, it represents like harvest after much labor, because this is grounded energy, remember? Harvest after much labor. I've worked for it. I've worked really hard. So security, the acquisition of wisdom through experience, and more than anything, what this card shows us is the prudent use of our wealth, the prudent use of our wealth. So they watch the pennies. They don't waste the money. They know exactly what they're going to do with whatever it is that is at their disposal, even to maybe build more funds or make things even better for themselves, or better for the person that they're helping in some manner. In the next card here, we have the Emperor, and that's pretty good, pretty interesting to have it popping up in here. I don't want to say good as much as I want to say an interesting type energy, because it's an indication that we're involved in something, like some type of established order, or someone that we know is involved in some type of established order, or is a representative of that establishment. We might have a need to like identify with this emperor energy in some manner, or with their power. Maybe it could be like a religious group that we belong to, like our church or synagogue, things like that. A ideological group, a intellectual group, a political group. While I'm doing these here in the States, we're having our elections. We might be attending meetings to do with this, maybe, or meetings that are related to this particular type of culture or things like that. It could also be a social group, some type of an institution, economic group, a company, the company that we work for, sometimes a community thing. But whatever it is, we want to identify with this type of power for some reason. We might be feeling that we need to belong to this or be like one of them, or we're associating with someone who needs to belong with this, or they have this kind of need. And if it was our partner, right, they might be wanting to be involved or whatever. Now I'm going to say this because I have the word willingness down here. When it comes to this kind of energy, I'm going to say part of us, we Cancers this month, part of us might be in conflict with this established order of things, maybe at our job or things like that. And I'm saying it maybe at our job, at our traditional religion, or the ethnic base, something like that. We might not be eye to eye, and we might be feeling like we're pressured to like accept responsibility in this group that we really are unwilling or don't want. So I'm going to say half of us want this. The other half of us may not want it at all. We might not be feeling like we're up to handling it, or we may, how do I want to say this? Or we may be feeling like this lack of power within this group, this like, I just don't want this anymore, and sometimes the emperor, if it were on this side of this, this other side of the energy, like I don't want to belong to it anymore. If we are in there, we may be having some type of a physical challenge with our body also, that's something that's bothering us, or we might need some more experience to get up to par with whatever this group is, or feeling this lack of energy around us to reach our goals this month, if we're on that opposite end of it. So I'm going to say some of us might need to take a little break or a little time out to be able to come back into it and just, get with the flow if it's something that we really want, or, it's important to us in some ways. And others of us, we're going to be like, nah, that's not important to me at all. I don't really much give a damn one way or another, whatever's going on in my life. I don't want anything to do with it anymore. Maybe the philosophy around the corporations changed so much, that I don't want it. But others of us, we're going to say, yes, this is the way for me to get forward in my life. And this is beneficial to me. Being involved with this is going to be beneficial to me in some manner, maybe with my abundance right down here. If I'm willing to work by their rules, and I understand and agree with their beliefs, Some of us are going to go one way and others of us are going to go the other way with it, but it's going to depend on maybe like which particular cancer I am, which particular or what it actually means to me. Because our original message was even telling us to be appreciative of the people that help us or work with us, to show that we appreciate whatever it is they did. It may come in down to that too, because this is our little blurb. This is our little troublesome energy. So we have so far, this is the third people card here. We got this Page of Swords in here, and it's going to be male or female also. These are general readings. I don't know where these are going to fall in our lives, but this Page of Swords can be our little blip, little aggravating energy coming up in here. This is going to be male or female. It's air energy. Air energy. Didn't get the word out right. It's going to be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, male or female. Somebody outside of us. Look at this face. He's not looking behind him. He's holding that sword right out in front of him. He's not afraid of anything. He thinks he can chop down anything that comes at him, period. Just look at the face. It's like, nobody's going to get to me. So it's some type of like a little bit of conflict energy. He knows, he or she knows they can defeat anything, so it's cocky because it's young. Pages are immature, young energy. So this could be an older person outside of me that has that cocky, like I can do anything energy, where they're so arrogant, they're full of their own self type. So this brings news of difficulty. Sometimes to us, it could relate to someone younger that we know, or maybe one of our kids, maybe failing an exam at school, something like that, in trouble, maybe with the law. It's like this element of experimentation comes. Either I'm experimenting with something that could get me into trouble, or someone else is taking or behaving in some type of a risky manner that might cause some kind of a problem or whatever. This page is motivated by unconventional activity, and unconventional activity can create strife, and we have this Emperor energy before it. Remember, this is a belief system, or maybe the rules of the corporation I work with, I believe in, for some of us. And with that page, it might be like the energy of I don't believe, and nobody's going to tell me what to do, that kind of energetic. So some of us may take a little bit of that type of Page of Swords energy on if we feel that conflict energy with that Emperor there, or it can be someone that we know being in conflict with something that we believe. And that, for we Cancers, is very tough to handle. We don't really like to be in conflict with people that we love or people that we care about. And that's important for us because actually, I think more than anything, we love peace and harmony and that kind of energy, to have that kind of energy in our lives. We don't like the disruption in our homes, specifically in our homes. And all of us have been going through a hell of a lot. That's it, point blank. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I'm at the beginning of November doing these, and this energy is still ongoing. So in December, rather, it will be still continuing, hopefully abating somehow, some way, but it still is in our field of influence. We have we have so much going on. I don't know where everywhere has illness and that kind of thing, and we all have to be careful. So that's worldwide. Some of us have the protest energy along with that and the election energy. So will be depend for each of us where we are standing in the situation when we get up into the month of December. But it could be an interesting, what do I want to say? Interesting time. You guys are going to have to tell me how it plays out, because we do have 3 people cards in here, and that can be difficult to read, you know, if you're not doing a direct reading, because you don't know who those people are, and only one of them can possibly be us, you know, our own self. Because the next card here is the 2 of Rods, and all 2s are about making a choice. You know, some type of choice. This particular 2 is kind of a strange card. It shows that's a second thing, probably an unexpected element is entering or coming into the situation that we're dealing with, or the situation at hand this month, right? Something which our plans didn't plan for, you know, some type of an element of surprise, you know, which is actually, just sat back on that and thought that's actually what the Page of Cups brings, element of surprise. I want to say get ready for the unexpected, you know, keep your sense of humor. Cancer, keep your sense of humor. This is us basically saying yes to some kind of a new enterprise in our lives. And we do have the word creativity down here, but we're saying yes to it with some type of an expectation that will achieve ownership or wealth, or maybe good fortune, maybe a new job for some of us, you know. We're in a sense like waiting for our ship to come in. It's the energy of that. We've started something and we're waiting to see the results. So we may, however, have to deal with something unexpected. This particular 2, like I said, brings this unexpected element into it, like unforeseen problems, encounters like with unexpected obstacles, or encounters with some type of opposition, like a bank loan that didn't come through, and I was sure I was going to get it. A partner that defects on us, like at the last minute, with the support we were kind of, you know, the failure of some type of support that we were absolutely counting on, you know, and it still doesn't come. But we have the Queen of Pentacles, which shows us that the support will come. And we have the abundance word in here also. So putting those together. So support we were counting on might not come through. Still, we've definitely decided we're just going to pursue, you know, this new course, because it's a means of validating ourselves wherever this is going to fall. It's a means of validating our own self, and we're not going to give up. Remember the original message. Be sure to assert myself, not be aggressive, assertive. I'm going to be sure to assert myself. So since 2s are about choices, this is an example of how to use this 2 to our advantage. This is my brilliant ideas that pop in my head. But let's say I absolutely have to have a new car. It's that kind of energy. Okay, I've got to have a new car because mine's just bit the dust. So I go to the bank, and I've been banking there for years. They take the application. They, oh, sure, Cancer, we got you covered. Don't even worry about it. The day of that it's going to go through, basically, I call the bank, or the place calls the bank, and they're like, oh, no, we aren't giving out loans right now. That kind of energy. So this 2 tells me have a backup plan. Have a backup plan. Or let's say I'm going to start a business and I need a partner for the business that's going to help me cash-wise, like put in half and half or whatever. 3 people are like fascinated with my idea because rods are usually business finance, usually, but these are general readings. So I have this like excellent idea, and 3 of my friends, they want to be involved in this. So I say, George is the good one. I'm going to take George, right? I've decided George is going to help me out. Yeah, George will be good. So I tell George at the last minute. George says, I changed my mind. Too much work. I really don't want involved in it. Remember, I got Lisa and Kay too. So I called Lisa and I say, hey, Lisa, how about you and I go in and do this together? And here Lisa was more compatible with me to begin with. I just thought it would be easier for George to afford it, let's say, but Lisa had the stamina and the courage to want to go forward with me on the deal. And when we think about it, the Queen of Pentacles energy is the person that actually would have, let's say, would have the abundance that I needed to borrow, or the funds or the willingness, right, to help me with, let's say, whatever's going on in my life, whatever it is that I'm working on or working forward towards, and they'd be willing, like our word down here, to work along with me. So I like all of this energy in here, It's just a matter of us knowing this month, I believe, because of that first original message, being appreciative of people that are around us, basically, but knowing in our heart, what is it, right? What is it that we truly want? And when we stand up for ourselves, that being assertive, don't be afraid to assert myself, something we rarely do. So asking for what I want and actually moving towards it and speaking my piece is going to be, and being direct when I speak my piece, right, is going to be important to us this month. I don't know why, but it is going to be, maybe because that Emperor energy's in there, who knows? Oh gosh, can't make them up. Be honest with yourself. When you speak your piece, be honest. What do I feel in my heart? Period. It says, look into your heart and you will know the truth of this situation. Safe to admit the truth to yourself, for we will support you and guide you through any necessary changes. Lean on us for courage and the strength to take good care of yourself. Focus only upon your true desires and they will come to you upon angels' wings. That's a really cool message to go along with this, because remember, they're waiting for their ship to come in. Our 2 of Rods energy there. It's like that waiting energy and working, oops, I went right past it, that waiting, working towards something energy. And if we get that little blip in there, we're going to have a backup plan. So why be worried? Be truthful within myself about how far I'm going to take something and how willing I am to proceed forward on the path that I want. That's the way the energy feels. It says you receive this card as a gentle confrontation because the angels know you've been hiding from your true feelings. You've probably been afraid that if you admitted how you honestly felt, you'd be overwhelmed with feelings and faced with making some necessary changes that you feel unprepared for. That's us Cancers. Don't rock the boat. We don't like our boat rocked there. Yet the angels assure you that it's healthiest to face the situation with honesty. They will help you with your emotions, relationships, and any support you need to make positive changes. However, the angels remind you to focus only upon your desires and not upon your fears. We are worry warts too. Don't focus on the fear, so that you can attract the former and not the latter. The situation will improve when you face it squarely. You deserve better. Trust your own feelings even if others don't agree. Don't give away your power to others and avoid getting caught up in the illusion that this is the way it is. We don't want to say this is the way it is. It can always change. It can always change. What does this little page of cups tell us here? And we're right in our own reading. Well, Cancer, that's our reading for this month. I want to tell you all thank you for your likes, shares, your subscribes, and your comments. I read each and every one of them, and I really appreciate them. If anybody wants to know more about me or just go neb about me, or if you need to set an appointment with me, all the information's down below in the About section over at the website. And over at my website, there's 2 short videos. One explains the prayer class I put out there for you guys. The other is the sutra classes that I put out there for you. The prayer class is 2.5 hours long. It explains how to format prayers, why you do them the way you do them. Sutras are simple thought forms you put into a meditation. It takes 5 minutes a day and it enhances the clear perceptions dramatically. Both videos are over there. I think they're like 5 minutes long or something. It explains it. And anyhow, to everybody I've met through doing all these YouTubes for 4 whole years now, and to all of you I've met through 32 years of doing this work, I want to tell you all, it's been an honor, privilege, and a pleasure to serve you, and hopefully I will see you back here next month. Bye-bye. Or should I say next year. Bye-bye.